what I want, I do what I like, I know what.
Now, I know what some of you are thinking, and just to get this out of the way, no, I am not that prick from 2.5 Men. Every fucking gig. I have to say that if I don't, at some point, one of you will, and in my eye line always happens, nudge their partner, point at me and go, Alan. I said all of that the last time I was here, and it got a big laugh, bigger than what you guys just gave me. But at the break, an American came up to me at the bar and went, do you know, you do look like that guy from 2.5 Men. I was like, yes, I know. That's why I said that. If I didn't, it wouldn't have been funny, would it? If I'd have walked on stage and said, I know what you're thinking, no, I'm not that prick from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, there'd have been a lot of confusion in the room, wouldn't there? So a bit of prerequisite information you'll need for this set. You need to know that P. Diddy, for the older people in the room, Michael, you need to know he's a singer-songwriter from America, and he's currently in prison for sex trafficking. But when they raided his house, they discovered over 1,000 bottles of lube. I'm surprised they caught him. You'd have thought he'd just slipped away. You need to know about Bonnie Blue. For those not familiar, Michael, I'm sure you are. That man owns a balaclava, I'm telling you. Bonnie Blue, she's a very friendly lady, for those not familiar, who one sunny afternoon decided to entertain 1,000 gentlemen. But Bonnie Blue, she's recently said that she's backing Nigel Farage for Prime Minister, which I guess makes sense. They are both trying to fuck the whole country. But no, Bonnie Blue, genuinely, she said she's backing reform because too many people have entered the country. Which is ironic. Sometimes you don't need the punchline. So I'm from quite a rough part of London. It's called London. No, lived in London all my life, and it's got worse. My local tube station, the what 3 words for the exit are knife crime, run. And there's so many more nutters around now. I was walking down my high street the other day, and this woman came running up to me with a Bible in her hand and just started screaming at me. There is a demon in you! There is a demon in you! So I looked her dead in the eye. Don't tell him. So I live in a flat above a petrol station. And this is not just any petrol station. This is a Marks and Spencer's petrol station. Yeah, ladies. But there's, my block of flats, there's a big argument going on at the moment, is should we allow the children from the building to play football in the car park? And like, I can see both sides of the argument. I mean, obviously I don't want my car hit by a football. But on the other hand, I think it'd be quite nice to see some of the children from the building get run over. So, have we got any Americans in the room? Thank fuck for that. Yeah. But I've spent quite a lot of time in America because I married an American. Normally people boo, but okay. No, I did. And we've done all of the classic cliche American couple things together. We've been to baseball games and basketball games. All of the classic cliche American couple things. Been for hot dogs and burgers. All of the classic cliche American couple things. Been to divorce court. Yeah, all of the classic cliche American couple things. That's the most expensive joke you're ever going to hear. But yeah, I spent a lot of time over there, and I used to go to a gun range run by a very scary man called Jerry. And Jerry one time let me fire his Desert Eagle .50. And then Jerry said to me, "This is a great gun for home defense, especially if you don't like the people that live in the next 2 or 3 houses." Another time, Jerry tried to sell me a .44 Magnum, Clint Eastwood gun. And he said to me, "Now this is a perfect gun for any home invasion scenario. It can even shoot through large game, such as elk." What sort of home invasion scenario, Jerry? Involves an elk. Get woken up by the missus in the middle of the night. "I think there's someone downstairs. And I think they brought an elk. Don't worry, I'm all over this." But yeah, I spent a lot of time over in America, and my main takeaway is all the stuff you're not allowed to do. And it's a bit of a list. You're not allowed to cross the street in America. That's jaywalking. You're not allowed to drink a beer on the street unless you hide it in a brown paper bag. You can't get to a car with a beer, even if you're not driving it. You're not allowed Kinder Eggs in America, because they're terrified that some fat American kid with no gag reflex will try and swallow the thing whole and choke to death on the toy. In Illinois, where my ex is from, you're not allowed fireworks. If you want them, 50-mile drive to the next state, and they're really shit, because they massively regulate how much gunpowder they can put in them. Someone in America has worked out that gunpowder might be dangerous. And the last one, the town my ex lived in, all of the gardens, no walls, no fences allowed, everything had to be open plan. Donald Trump would go berserk. Now, with all of that in mind, imagine how I felt when they started taking a piss out of us in the UK because we have to buy a TV licence. Oh my God, you've got to buy a licence to watch television? Oh, I couldn't live in a country like that, Dan. You must love it over here, in the land of the free. I was like, yeah. Let me tell you about the last time I went to renew my TV licence. I walked out of my flat, openly drinking a can of beer, crossing the road wherever I wanted. A friend pulled up in his car and said, hey Dan, where are you off to? Oh, just out to the post office. He said, hop in my vehicle with your open container of alcohol, I'll give you a lift. I said, thank you very much. I jumped in and threw a beer to his son in the back seat. He's 18, that's fine. I said, what are you guys up to? He said, oh, we're just going to the local supermarket to buy some exhibition level fireworks. I said, oh, yeah, you should come round later. We're in a party in our walled garden. We've got a load of Kinder Eggs for the kids. I was like, sounds great. What's the occasion? Oh, we're celebrating. A friend of ours just had an abortion. All right, I'll be right there. But first of all, I have to renew my TV licence. Will this fascistic nightmare never end? That normally gets applause. I'll take one person in this side. I know this is a small audience, but this is still more people than have seen the Melania movie. Yeah. But yeah, I got divorced, and that was brutal. She took half of everything. That poor dog. But I started dating again in 2020, which was a weird time to be dating. One woman on her profile, she said, I'm fully vaxxed, waxed, and relaxed. Guess it's better than being scary, hairy, and infectionary. And people give you weird advice when you're dating. Treat them mean, keep them keen. It's not good advice just because it rhymes. Follow her all day. Watch out for pepper spray. The best relationship advice I ever got was from my granddad, and I didn't listen. He said to me, Dan, do not marry a beautiful woman, because she'll always have options. And if she leaves you, divorce, 50% of your property gone. Or as he put it, find someone rough and keep all your stuff. But I've got a girlfriend now. And she's Lithuanian, my girlfriend, which is wonderful. Oh, no, it's nice. It's yeah, another example of an Eastern European coming over here and taking a position that none of the locals were willing to. But she says the sweetest things to me. I used to date guys just based on their looks, but not anymore. But it's a lovely relationship. We can talk about anything. For example, a friend of mine recently got propositioned by a high-priced call girl. All right, Jasmine? No, not a prostitute, definitely not. No, a friend of mine, genuinely, this happened, got propositioned by a high-priced call girl in a hotel bar. And I'm like, that's never happened to me. Am I not good-looking enough for a high-priced call girl? Maybe I'm too good-looking. The call girl thinks, oh, he's not going to pay. He can have any woman he wants. Thanks. My girlfriend's response, no, you look poor. Oh. And I'm trying. I tried to smarten up. I went to a shop called Armani Exchange. Anyone familiar? Yeah, I thought it was high-end. I bought a polo shirt. It's got a little logo, Armani Exchange, written on it. Said to the girlfriend, does this make me look rich and successful? No. Makes you look like you work at Armani Exchange. I bought a Hugo Boss shirt. And that got me into a massive row with some Jewish friends and family. Because apparently, Hugo Boss, he designed outfits for the Nazis. Well, I say outfits, they were uniforms really, weren't they? Right. Now, I will accept there are a few reasons to not like the Nazis. But their fashion sense, that's got to be pretty low down the list, hasn't it? I think the Gestapo were quite snazzy. Anyway, long story short, I'm no longer welcome in that synagogue. Yeah. This has been really good fun. Thank you for coming to support live comedy. If I've learned nothing else in the last few years, this is so much better than a Zoom gig. And my time's almost up, but I just want to say this has all been new material tonight. unless you've seen me before. I'm Dan Morris. Thank you very much. Have a good night.